In 2023, at just 16 years old, Andres built his own social media marketing agency, raking in an impressive $400,000 a year in 5 months. But that's just the beginning of his story. He decided to take a few steps back from his business and switch gears to high-ticket sales. And by early 2024, besides the income that he was making through selling other people's products, his content allowed him to make an extra $7,000 a month profit from coaching 3 people for each under 2 hours a week, all thanks to his relatively small YouTube channel. So I sat down with Andres and asked him a bunch of questions like, what are the lessons he wishes he'd known sooner with his YouTube content, switch that we made with his videos that took an unexpected turn. You'll have to stay till the end because he answers one of the most important questions of all time. But first, I had to ask him this one thing. In terms of revenue, the YouTube actually generated for you, what was it before a couple of months ago? And I guess how much money is it making at the moment?
Yeah, so before it was doing, well, 0K a month. I mean, as you know, when we first started working together, the goal wasn't even to bring in money. It was literally just to like get out the message, funnel people into a Discord, just try to get as many views as possible. And since then, it's gone to like now it brings in like 8K a month about, and that's all profit. And the best part is it's not like that's all I make. Obviously, I do sales, I manage some teams, stuff like that. But that 8K a month literally comes from mentoring 3 people, which takes me like 5 hours a week max, right? And so the beautiful part about it is that like, again, it wasn't even with the intent of making money from the YouTube. It's just that now people like see my content and they're like, dude, this is super valuable. And they'll just reach out to me on Instagram and be like, yo, Andres, can you mentor me? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And so it's that easy.
I saw the
like,
comment
for example,
the other day on one of your shorts, somebody asked about, do you do mentorships? I'm going to attach it.
Yeah, exactly. That's an example. Yeah. And there's way more of people who just message me privately. Like last Saturday, so like 4 days ago, there's a kid I mentor, his name's Russell Sage. I took him from 4K a month to like 27K a month as a 15-year-old. All he does is sales. And he was on a phone with one of his friends. He was like, dude, you need help from this guy. Like this guy will change your life. And so he texts me out of the blue and he's like, send an invoice for $2,500 to this email. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And I sent the invoice and then 5 minutes later it's paid. And I was like, well, what am I even doing? Like, what am I even supposed to do with this guy? And like that's what content allows you to do because people are so warm that it's just like free money coming in and I barely have to make any commitment. So yeah, it went from 0K to like now like between 7 and 10K. It's going to be like 8K this month, putting in about 5 hours a week, just mentoring on the side.
Awesome. So can you briefly describe what your process for creating YouTube videos looked like before working with us? And what do you wish you'd known sooner?
Yeah, so I mean, there wasn't a process before. Before it was literally just like, I was running my business obviously. And so it was more of like, what are we dealing with right now? What are we struggling with, etc. And then literally just like making a video about it out of the blue. But it didn't have any strategy. I wasn't making content ideas based on what my audience would like. I wasn't optimizing for CTR and watch time and making the right descriptions and SEO and all these things. It was all foreign to me. It was just like, okay, put out content. If somebody can watch it and I can help them, awesome, let's do it. But from there, now it's become like an actual system and I've realized how it's not just random. You don't just put out videos, right? You actually have to be targeted with what you do. You have to have strategies for improving like retention, CTR, all that stuff I was mentioning. And so you kind of helped me create that process to where like, you know where my skill sets lie because of how much you consult me. And so because of that, you're able to be like, oh, this would be a great content idea. This would be a great content idea. I don't even know how you do it, to be honest. you just like make all these ideas and you're like, well, what value do you think you could provide? And we kind of get on a call and kind of walk through that. And then you make the structure for the video because you know what structures will perform the best. And I just have to make the actual value itself. And then you literally just do everything else. It's like the CTR, making the thumbnails, the right titles, making all the changes in the videos. If the CTR or thumbnail or whatever is underperforming, you'll just change it automatically. And so it's basically like having YouTube automated. Like I just have to give the value I know and you're the one who knows how to make it actually work.
Yeah, I think your average view duration was like less than 30%, something like that. But in these newer videos, it's like some of them are performing above 50%, which is really good. Really good.
For sure.
So no wonder like you get people funneled at the end.
Yeah.
Did you have any challenges before with your content?
I mean, I wasn't getting any money, any views. That was my challenge, right? Like I needed to grow. I needed to. Originally, it wasn't even to make money from it. Like that's still not even the goal. Like I still don't have a funnel. I don't have anything. It's literally just people reaching out to me. But the challenge before was like, I didn't know what to do. And it was coming to the point where I was running out of content ideas. I was like, well, shoot, what do I make a video about? How do I structure this video? And obviously like, my time is valuable as a business owner, as somebody training teams, as somebody doing sales myself. It's like my time is valuable and I just didn't have the time to put into it to be able to make all these structures and script out the videos and get this thumbnail designer from over here and this guy from over here. Like I just didn't have the time to do it. Right. And so that was the main challenge. And that's originally why we started working together and you were able to kind of be that all-in-one solution for me to handle all of that. So
yeah, of course. And what was the switch that we had to make in order for you to actually start closing deals through YouTube?
I think it was a mix of a couple of things. I think number one, it was getting my videos out to more of the right people, right? Well, like before, I think it was more of like any person who's interested in business, whether it be some random guy from India without any money or some guy in the US like going to college who just got curious and clicked the video. And so it was somebody who would never actually be able to have the money to pay or never actually have the desired interest to actually be able to like commit to it. And so it was more of a general versus now it gets about the same amount of views, but it's very specific. It's very like, I know that all the viewers coming on are people who are all either salespeople or serious entrepreneurs. And so being able to have that right kind of audience obviously allows me to generate a lot more from that. And at the same time, increase my view duration, all of that makes it more interesting. They get to get more value from me, which means that they're more likely to go reach out on Instagram, check me out on other socials, etc. Because they have more of a emotional commitment to me having watched more of my videos. And so I think that was the biggest change, like having the right people and them actually watching for longer and taking me more seriously because of that. Because obviously I'm young, right? And so they have to watch for longer to be able to see my value to where they reach out on Instagram and then eventually become a client, or I just get to speak with them, network, etc.
Yeah, obviously. Not a lot of people actually believe a 16-year-old kid does what he does. But yeah.
They're lost.
Yeah. Can you describe time commitment on your end in to make this all possible? What are your responsibilities and what do we take care of?
So that was honestly the biggest thing for me. It was like if the performance, nothing changed except for the fact that I didn't have to put time into it anymore, I would have been like, sick, let's do it. And that was the main reason I was like, we need to work together, right? And so now I would say it's like, you take care of the YouTube and I have a guy doing like the shorts and all that. And so in total, I would say for the shorts, I record for maybe 15 minutes a week. And then I record like 2 YouTube videos a week. And so that probably takes me like an hour maximum. And that's because like I have to pause and stuff. And sometimes I have to like get clips from sales calls or whatever it might be. So yeah, I'd say in total for all of my content, it's probably like an hour, 15, hour and a half a week. So it's very good. And I can just, I block that on my calendar. I'm like, this is the time I'm going to make content, do my pre-content routine, get into the flow, and then just boop, 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 all good. And that's literally all it takes.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, you get the frameworks as well. You just basically have to sit down, record, and that's about it. You don't even review the videos that we make.
I know. Most of my YouTube videos, I probably haven't even watched them yet.
Yeah, that's insane.
I just trust, right?
Yeah.
So that's the good part.
Based on the results you got so far, where do you see yourself in the next 6 to 12 months?
I mean, that's
selling
a
courses.
long way away. Yeah, hopefully not selling courses. But I have a lot of opportunities and stuff right now that I'm kind of moving towards. And so I'm not sure where I'm going to be exactly in my life. In terms of content style that we're moving towards more, we've kind of worked that out in terms of like showing more sales calls, showing more of sadly flexing, because it's just like people don't tend to believe a 16-year-old unless you show them the proof and everything and show them your skills. And so I think moving more in that direction, ultimately just trying to get the message out to more people. Because especially now I'm going into kind of a new season of my life where it's going to be way more challenging. I'm going to have to work way more hours and really like put myself to the test. And so I'm not going to have a lot of time to mentor, right? And so maybe I'll keep mentoring the same 3 people, or maybe have to cut one off, only mentor 2 people. So I'm not going to have a lot of time to be mentoring. And so my goal really is just going to be get the message out to as many people as possible, get the value out there. And so, yeah, that's really where I see my content going. And my goal is that by the end of 2024, I'll be at 50K subs. So that's like my goal, and I think 100% I can get there, like easily. So I have no doubt. So yeah, that's really where I see myself.
Were you surprised about the results that you got working with us?
I mean, honestly, no. Like I could tell you knew what you were doing, right? And the way I always thought of it is like, is this something that I would want to watch more than what my current videos look like? And the answer was yes. And so that, in addition to what I was mentioning before of like, if I got the exact same results but didn't have to put in as much time, I'd already do it. So those two things combined was like, okay, well, there's no reason not to do it, right? There's no reason to not hear it out at least. And so I wasn't really surprised, to be honest. I saw it coming and it worked out just like I was hoping.
If somebody who is watching this video are on the fence of working with us, do you have something to tell them?
Yeah, I mean, I would say like, for some people it's the right thing. For some people it's not, obviously, like everything else. And so just analyze it like logically, does this make sense? It's like, okay, for me, it was like, if my time is valuable and right now I'm putting a lot of time and I could put less time, then let's do it. And then the other thing is like, well, I mean, you have results. You've worked with big people in the industry. Like you clearly know what you're doing. And I saw your style. I saw how it worked out. I saw how like communicative you were and how often you would consult me. And so it was like, okay, so if I'm getting my time back, which is the most important thing I have in this world, and I'm getting better results and I'm able to not just have to guess, but instead of having to learn all the knowledge for myself and spend hundreds of hours learning the stuff, I can take somebody who's already spent thousands of hours learning it, editing, building a team, everything, and just use those resources for myself. Why would I not do it?
100%.
Right? And so that's all I would say. Just logically analyze, is this the best decision for me? Is my time valuable? Is this something that will give me some kind of return that I'm looking for? And what's my ultimate mission? And if it's in alignment, then do it. Why not? Or at least hear it out. And if it's not, then no problem. Then don't do it. Right? Like that's the only thing I can tell anybody. And yeah, you just have to analyze it logically. If it makes sense, awesome. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Of course, 100%. Well, Andres, that would be it. Thank you for accepting to
Thank you, brother.
No, thank you. And so what do you say at the end of our every meeting? Come on, say it to the people.
Take care, brother, and have a great rest of your fucking day.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, bro. Bye. Talk to you later.